I spent 4 years working towards something that shattered in one afternoon. My business partner and I had spent 8 years planning our tech startup in secret. We met at university, stayed close after graduation, and spent every spare moment building our product in my garage. 2 weeks before we were supposed to launch, I was ready to go all in. Quit my job, stake everything on this. Then Marcus called an emergency meeting with the angel investors. I showed up to find him sitting across from 3 potential backers. He decided to move forward without me. "You're not technically trained enough," he said in front of them. "Sarah's great at admin work, but she'll hold us back." One investor asked if I'd be staying on. "Maybe in operations," Marcus said. "She's better at picking up coffee orders than actual development." I felt the floor disappear. These people had no idea I'd written the core algorithm. I debugged every line. I was the one who'd solved the architecture problem that made the entire product viable, but I said nothing. I just left. I didn't see Marcus for 3 years. I blocked his number, removed him from every social media account, and moved into a new apartment across town. My mom kept asking why my closest friend had vanished from my life. I couldn't explain the specific humiliation without reliving it. I took a job at a logistics company doing supply chain analysis. The work was numb, but steady. I showed up, did my thing, collected a paycheck. Then one day they hired a new VP for operations, Marcus's older brother David. We'd met maybe twice in passing at university events. He called me into his office on day 3. I braced for awkwardness, ready to transfer departments or something. Instead, he asked me to lead a project redesigning their entire warehouse routing system. "I need someone who actually understands data architecture," he said, "not just spreadsheet shuffling." I spent weeks with David, rebuilding their entire back-end system. He asked genuine questions, not to test me, but because he actually wanted to understand how I thought. One evening, we were both in the office late, and he asked what I'd done before logistics. I lied and said nothing important. He studied me for a second, then said, "You know, Marcus told me once that you were the smartest person he knew. Said you'd crack some big problem that nobody else could see." He didn't mention the startup or the investors. He just said it like a fact, then returned to his laptop. We started grabbing coffee after work. He talked about his own failures, a failed marriage, a bad investment, projects that never shipped. He never positioned himself as having figured anything out. He just listened and thought deeply about what I said. Within 6 months, we were dating. 2 years later, we started consulting on the side, small warehouse optimization projects. Then a manufacturing client asked if we could build them a custom system. David suggested we make it real. By year 3, we had employees. By year 5, we'd been acquired for a number neither of us had ever expected. Through it all, Marcus watched from a distance. Our paths crossed at my parents' house during the holidays. He was doing okay. Freelance development work, a kid with someone new, nothing spectacular, but there was something hollow about him now, a deflated quality I couldn't quite name. Last year, his company needed supply chain optimization. He had no idea it was my firm handling it. When he realized during the kickoff call, something broke in his voice. We grabbed coffee after. "I should have fought for you," he said immediately. "Back then, I was scared those investors wouldn't take me seriously if I wasn't the sole technical lead, so I cut you out instead of protecting you." I watched him, this person I'd known since we were 17, who'd made a choice that had changed everything. "I've replayed that meeting 1,000 times," he continued. "Every version where I stood up for you, every version where this went differently." I set down my cup. "I don't care anymore," I said, and I meant it. "Your cowardice was the best thing you ever did for me. It taught me I didn't need anyone's permission to build something real." He nodded slowly, understanding that no apology could undo it, that the distance between us was now permanent. He'd chosen easy over loyalty that day. I built a life, a real one, with someone who actually saw me because he hadn't.